What also gets me excited? Well, not really. Life. This is a film from Daniel Espinosa. It's a massive Alien rip-off, basically, isn't it?
I thought you were literally just saying like life doesn't excite you there.
Oh no, I'm finished. I'm done with it all.
Everything's dead.
We're going to hear from stars of the film Ryan Reynolds, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Rebecca Ferguson after this clip from Life.
This is Dr. Miranda North, quarantine officer on board the International Space Station. Today, the Pilgrim capsule, with its valuable Mars soil samples, completes its 8-month return from Mars. Preparing to receive these samples has been the purpose of our mission these last few months. But the Pilgrim capsule is damaged. At 0630 UTC, Pilgrim was struck by debris and veered off course. Rory Adams will spacewalk to establish visual contact with the incoming space capsule, and he will grab it with a remote arm. We've been waiting a long time for this sample, and Rory is placing himself at great risk to secure it. Over and out.
I think this life form, this creature, is literal, but also an incredible metaphor for, what can happen when we become. I think curiosity is one of the most important traits in a human being, in my humble opinion. I think, though, going too far, searching too far, can be full of hubris. And in that way, I think our curiosity can sometimes get the best of us.
Well, we've been sent up there to retrieve this item that is coming from Mars. And it's a rover, and it's got within it some core samples, and in that core sample exists this, I guess, that's something that's sort of like almost pre-cellular kind of life. And we're sent up there with someone who works exclusively with the CDC, somebody whose job is to make sure that everyone on board the ship stays uncontaminated and make sure that whatever it is that we're bringing on board stays on board and doesn't come back down to Earth.
It's phenomenal that everyone is giving and considerate, and I think it's a new environment for everyone. I'm not sure, if I'm not mistaken, no one's actually done this before. We're novice when it comes to this area, which means giving someone the possibility to find out stuff for themselves. It's fun to come to work and kind of knowing where you're going, but it'll probably go the complete different direction. And I love that.
Good for you, Becca. That was Jake Gyllenhaal, Ryan Reynolds, and Rebecca Ferguson talking about Life.
Yes, Life indeed. So it's directed by Daniel Espinosa, who did Child 44, not Child. I'm sorry, Daniel.
I'm falling with the thought of that film.
We all know what that film was about. So basically, in Life, we've got a group aboard the ISS, International Space Station, and they get a probe back from Mars, and on board is a single-celled organism, which is the first indisputable proof of life on other worlds. And it starts as a sort of CGI starfish kind of thing, like you see in the trailer, sort of dancing around, doing little whirls, looking all kind of like cute and
like Flubber.
A bit like Flubber, not green, but a bit like Flubber, yeah. And of course, things soon head fast because the creature isn't as docile.
Why can't everyone just be friends and love each other and not not try and kill each other? Why?
Yeah, so stop me if you've heard quite a lot of this.
Okay.
Yeah, because, right, so, but it opens with an immediately attention-grabbing and eerie opening shot of the vastness of space, and that did get you into the film, like, quite a lot. I mean, it's got that suitably unsettling music in it, backed by that superb...
I've heard this one before.
Mm-hmm.
But keep going.
By that superb score, which it remains that way throughout, and I was like, you know what? This might not be as hawky and rip-offy as the trailers implied, but it's one of the many things that it has cribbed from Alien, this opening shot. I mean, that it's a long, well-paced title scene, and obviously when the creature finally gets on board, it's unusual that the full clip was trailered before some films. When the alien first strikes out, that was a full clip showing before some films, and that was odd. But that scene remains tough to watch. And quite a lot of the film does. Like, I was watching some of it through my hands. It was a really, really good scene. And that first act is genuinely great. You've got the camaraderie in there between the crew. It's fun to watch. They've got all those well-worn character archetypes that get you invested. It's a proper ragtag bunch of rogues out in space. Yeah. You get me. You don't even have to stop me here. And then naturally the crew begin to get picked off. Some death scenes are extremely brutal.
Wow.
Yeah, yada yada. And but it's just it's not as bad as I was expecting it to be. I think, to be honest, it is a solidly enjoyable thriller in its own right, despite the things that it is ripping off entirely or cribbing off or even slightly homaging to Alien. I mean, one comment I saw on Letterboxd was just like, Alien and Life are in an exam, and Life's like, hey, can I have some answers please off Alien? And Alien's like, yeah, sure, just change your name on the sheet. And I think that is probably quite a good sort of thing. I mean, Calvin, the creature is called Calvin because it's named after Calvin Coolidge School in the film, and
Great name.
It's called Calvin, and it's an interesting, unknowable design. Just like the Xenomorph. But it does have some corny elements, though. I mean, it's got, like, a monster vision, which is kind of really awkward to watch, and, like, you shouldn't really have that in there. But it is different enough to stand out, and I think that it is an interesting enough design to carry on. But, oh, my God, this is terrifying. And it did help to build the tension and give it its own sort of strength within that aspect of the film. But, I mean, to be honest, it does have a lot of pacing problems.
Right.
As well. I mean, from the jump from the second to the third act with Becca Ferguson explaining basically what's going on entirely is horribly messily handled, and her accent in the film is odd.
Yeah, because she's doing a British accent, but she's actually, I think, Swedish.
And I did not know that.
Yeah.
I thought she was English. No. But there you go. And it's basically exposition central from there.
Great.
And but I mean, to be honest, it doesn't really take it down enough because I was excited and entertained enough to get behind this film for the vast majority. It's got some thought-provoking stuff in there, and it wears its influences on its sleeve, but it's not enough to not like detract from it. It has enough difference in there to be like, yeah, this is an enjoyable time.
Okay.
But like, it feels like it was missing something great in there. So yeah, a good watch, but not something especially memorable.
But a recommend?
Yeah, I think I went. There's still quite a lot out of the cinema right now, so I don't think I could earnestly recommend this above other stuff, but I think if you were being taken to this, there are worse films you could watch this week.
If you get dragged along, you might not fall asleep and be bored. You might not resent your partner who took you along. We've had an email in from... Not email. Email? Who emails?
Email.
We've had a Facebook
What are we,
thing.
2005?
Ew.
That just rolled off the tongue like email. No, Facebook. You can do the same thing as well. LRJ Film Show. We've had a tweet in about Power Rangers. We'll get to that shortly. One from Scott on Life. He says, there's a lot to like in this secretive space horror. The trailers have given very little away.
Yeah, well...
Kind of.
I mean, you didn't really see a certain death scene.
And what we get is an exciting, scary, gory, albeit familiar story. The film is really well made with zero gravity scenes wowing throughout. Characters really fleshed out with a twist akin to Scream. The film falls away in the final half hour with an abysmal B-movie ending.
Yeah, I've heard that.
But overall, an impressive film to watch. Without saying what the ending is, like how bad?
How bad? Yeah, the last act I've heard is not the best.
It gets kind of over, like very, very over the top in the end. Like literally the last scene is sort of like, oh, okay, that's happened.
Huh.
Very Twilight Zone.
Okay, I did want to see this. I mean, the trailers totally didn't sell it for me.
Don't get me wrong. Like it, like I said, it is a good watch. It's just there's not enough special about it to be like, yeah, don't regret seeing that.
It's average, doesn't really stick out.
Nothing has really stuck with me apart from, I mean, it sticks the landing, I think, personally. It is over the top, but it sticks the landing. But there's not enough for me to think in a couple of months I'm going to remember loads about it.
Do you think if Alien didn't exist, this would be, like, brilliant?
See, I don't like questions like that, because Alien does exist.
Yeah, I know. Hypothetical.
Yeah, I know, but I think so. I mean, it's not just Alien a crib swarm, and literally that opening shot is literally just the vastness of space with, like, like proper 2001 style. So, I mean, it's not just, like, Alien that cribs from, but there's a lot of stuff in there.
Alien Covenant drops in 5 or 6 weeks.
Yes, and some new footage trailer premiered at CinemaCon. It's meant to be great.
Cannot wait to see Dan McBride in that.
It's gonna,
and James Franco.
James Franco as well. It's going to be good. And I like Michael Fassbender a lot. So the
I wonder what happened in
he's playing two characters is just like...
Kenny Powers versus the Xenomorph.
He's still got the cowboy hat.
Of course.
I love it.
If you've seen that, please do get in touch. We'll get to it before 11 o'clock. We've still got a track from Huey Lewis and the News to play. Would you believe it? You can guess where that's going, can't you?
Do you like Huey Lewis and the News?